Hey, Adventure Riders. My name is Mark with Keith Remoto. I've been having trouble with my mic for this like the sixth time I'm doing this. Anyway, I'm here and I'm going to show you how I treat my clothing and garments and undergarments and my boots and gear with permethrin. So what I do is you can get this stuff on REI, Amazon, different places, and it comes in obviously a liquid, and it comes with a spray attachment to it so you can spray your garments. But what I like to do is I like to take the permethrin and put it in a spray bottle that I get from Home Depot for $3 or $4 because it's got a better spray to it and saturates the clothing a little bit better, and that's what essentially what your goal is. So what I have is I have a 4x8 piece of particle board in the garage, and I have the garments that I'm wishing to treat with permethrin, which is not a repellent; it's an insecticide, right? But it dries into the molecules dry into the fibers of the garment and will kill any like mosquitoes and ticks and things like that. So, why do we want to do this? Well, mosquitoes and ticks mainly, but it will work on biting flies and things like that. Ticks carry Lyme disease, and you do not want to get Lyme disease. You do everything you possibly can to avoid ticks, and they're really prevalent, especially with climate change. If you're doing some desert riding, or desert trekking or wherever, and even in the wooded areas, Cascades, anywhere. Basically, you want to protect yourself from deer ticks and other different insects, like different mosquitoes and things like that. Because in the desert, mosquitoes tend to come out in big blooms, right? They just next thing one day there's none, and next thing there's 30 trillion of them. So what you want to do is you want to do your undergarments as well, whatever you decide to wear. And you want to do inside and out, especially around the waistband, because that's where ticks like to congregate and latch on. They like very closed spaces. And all the years I've been doing trekking in the desert, I've never had an issue with ticks because I treat my clothing. Head nets, treat your head net as well. And again, your undergarments, socks, super important with socks, and your boots. Because if you're traveling on your motorcycle, you're going through sagebrush, you're going through grass, you're going through various stuff like that. You can pick up ticks they hang out on the grass, they'll pick up and they'll start to migrate, right? So you can do your tent, sleeping bag, your riding pants, your riding coats, whatever you feel that you're going to get a tick exposure to, treat it with permethrin. It's really, really good stuff. I've had super good success. So what I like to do, and I spread all the clothing out around the plywood, and then I'll go around to each garment and make sure I get the inside and outside, and it's really, really saturated. You want to use around 3 to 5 ounces. I don't measure it. I just make sure it's really nice and saturated. So let's flip this around here. And this is already saturated, but I just basically go around and spray it. And then I'll spray my socks, my hats, socks, my boxers. Okay. Make sure that all the fabric is saturated, especially around the waistband. Any gear that you want, such as your head net, riding pants. These are my hiking pants, but I use them for light riding as well. Your boots, you definitely want to get on the top portions and on the outside of your boots. And you can do your riding boots. It's not gonna hurt anything. You can do your coats or whatever you want to do. And then what you want to do is, you spread everything out, obviously, and then just let it dry. right? What you want is you want that permethrin to embed itself into the fibers of the fabric. It lasts, a month and a half, at least 6 weeks. And if even if you wash your clothes, which hopefully you do every once in a while, anyway, it will last through 6 washings as well before you have to retreat, or the effectiveness of the permethrin is not as prevalent. So yeah, that's what I do. It's really super important. Ticks mainly, right? You want to be careful with that, because Lyme disease can last. Like I said before, it can last for months, and it's like extreme fatigue. And some of the guys that I know that have contracted it really suffered with it. So again, just be mindful of that. And I usually do this in the springtime, in a well ventilated area. I've got both garage doors open, and I'll just come out in a couple days or whatever, and everything will be dry, and go from there. So yeah, that's what I do. On exposed skin, what I'll use is the Picardin, the Phi Sawyer as well, and it's like a skin lotion. And they say it lasts up to 12 to 14 hours, but it really doesn't. Probably 4 to 6 hours, at least. And you just that seems to work pretty darn well. I've gone through a couple seasons and not got one mosquito bite. So that works out pretty good. If you go ahead and you want to carry some jungle juice or some DEET products, what I do with DEET, which is pretty close to 100%, I'll just put it around the rim of my hat, some on my shoulders, or whatever. And I try to avoid putting it on my skin. It has to be a pretty intense barrage of mosquitoes before I whip the old jungle juice out, right? So, be advised on that. So again, really appreciate you watching. My name is Mark with Keith Remoto. Leave a comment. If you have any suggestions as well you want to pass on, I can definitely mention it. I'm doing a whole series of videos on different aspects of adventure riding. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. So I appreciate you watching. Give a thumbs up if you can, subscribe, hit the bell, I guess. If I add new videos, it'd be great. So happy riding. I'm really excited. The good weather's coming. So you guys take care. Thanks.